without volunteers giving back to the community, it wouldn't be possible, you know, what they do day in and day out. So I want to say just to the 8, but to everyone in here, if you volunteer and you give back to the community, I want to say thank you. The U.S. Department tracks people volunteering from September to December each year. Between September 2014 and 2015, roughly 62.6 million people volunteered through a variety of different organizations, spending an average of 52 hours on volunteering activities. I mean, that's huge. It is really huge if you think about it. And I want to thank, again, everyone in Albany County. I think President Clinton said it the best. When we look at our seniors, our most valuable resources in this nation, they have so much to offer, so much to give back. And I said, you can learn more from at the feet of a senior versus the internet.
His secret weapon is compassion. Years ago when I first came to know Brian, I started to realize that after I spoke with him or heard from him or received an email from him, I felt good about myself, about what I was doing, every time. No coincidence. I began to notice that he had a similar effect on others. I began to understand him more, respect him more, and dare I say, try to emulate him more. I've nominated him for the County Executive's Volunteer of the Year Award, not so much, though, for what he has done, as much as for the way in which he does what he does.
Thank the County Executive's Office and certainly Dr. Giordano for taking the time to put together a nomination in so many fine, beautiful words that he put together on my behalf. There's so many people that go into making those commendations possible. Many of them are in this room, and I thank all of them, all the organizations that I've been associated with, and behind those organizations are just a tremendous amount of great people of goodwill, volunteers who give of their time. There's the Rockwoods, I didn't see, I'm sorry, when I came in, but just a tremendous people who go out of their way to work extraordinary hours and give of their energy and their creativity to make this a better community.
I've had the opportunity over the last 3 years to get to know Kathy. However, she's been a volunteer in this area, for a couple decades now. She has a wide range of experience, a wide range of knowledge that she brings to everything that she does. And I know she's a little nervous, but I want you to help me in welcoming her and congratulating her in this honor today. Thank you.
I enjoy doing what I do, and I will continue doing what I do. In fact, there may be more involved. I put in an application for liaison for Albany Police Department's new program that they're developing for Neighborhood Watch. And it's another volunteer position.
I've known Rachel literally since she was a twinkle in her mom's eye, but I've watched this young woman grow up and go through school. She is one of the most compassionate people I've ever met. She's always looking out for the underdog, which is very important because a lot of people don't do that. And she's kind to everyone. And she's well into her 40s now. Sorry about that, Rach. But she continues to be that kind of person all the time. And our recreation director will tell you, no matter what it is, if we call Rachel that we need something for the youth, that we need something for the seniors, she's there in a heartbeat.
Thank you, everyone, for coming. I want to thank Ellen very much for nominating me. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. I never even thought, but I have volunteered my whole life. It started with Key Club. I went to a small school in Green Island called Heatley. Amazing teacher there, Mr. McManus. We started Key Club up, and I've been volunteering ever since.
I nominated this next individual for 3 main reasons. First and foremost, she has served as the volunteer director of the Altamont Community Food Pantry for the last 8 years, and also volunteered with the pantry for years before that, before she took it over. And the tasks involved in running that pantry and running it smoothly, which she did an incredible job, being very well organized. But the tasks are numerous and include ordering from the regional food bank, being there to unload the deliveries, stocking the shelves, coordinating volunteers, writing or applying for grants, and obviously being there to serve the people that the pantry is there for. And the list goes on and on.
I would like to thank everyone that was here to honor me today. People from our village and the food pantry themselves, and Sister Mary Lou, who is the pastoral assistant at St. Lucie, St. Bernadette Church, where we have our food pantry. And especially thank you to Judy for nominating me. I'd like to share this award with the 25-plus volunteers that helped me to run the pantry, because it sounds really great, Judy, but without all those other people, I would never been able to do the job that I have done. It's been a privilege to serve the people of Altamont and Guilderland Center and the western part of Albany County.
John Carney is always looking out for individuals and people who need a helping hand or a break. He's always done that. His entire life has been about that. He grew up in the south end of Albany, and he's never really left it. He's committed his life to the children in that community through the Boys and Girls Club, and any number of other organizations that have tried to improve the community.
Brian mentioned the Boys and Girls Club, and you know, when I was a kid, probably 8 or 10 blocks south of here, our neighborhood was an extended family is what it was. Actually, Danny's mom and dad, we all grew up within a couple of blocks of each other, and actually his mom and dad were like about eight houses apart, and who the heck would expect them? They get together, get married, and have bunch of kids, and Danny's one of them. So it shows you what the neighborhood was about. It's good class operation. I learned in that neighborhood that what mattered was taking care of each other, and I'll tell you that's something that I sticks with me. I wish I could. If I could ever teach anybody anything, please do that. Take care of each other. Look out for each other, because that's what it's all about.
Today it's my job to introduce to you Cynthia Lyons, who is an active volunteer at Albany County Nursing Home that regularly visits with her pet therapy dog, Chelsea, who is a golden retriever. Cindy's been volunteering for about a year now with the Albany County Nursing Home. In addition to the task of making regular pet therapy visits to all the nursing home units within the facility, she's been deeply committed to and involved in establishing relationships with many of our residents who have no family members or friends that regularly visit, in addition to the ones who do.
I first of all have to thank Mary and Executive McCoy for this wonderful award, and Duranda and Lori for nominating me, and my beautiful pup. I wish I could have bought her, but we weren't sure about allergies. But she came into my life 6 years ago, this dog. And my son, about a year and a half ago, had an emergency appendectomy. We ended up at Albany Med, and they bought a therapy dog in. And the entire floor lit up. And I thought, I have a puppy who's awful sweet, and I'm going to try this. So we trained ourselves. She took to it like she was born to do it. I never went to any formal training. We took the test, passed, and started our work. So I'm thrilled to say we're also at Albany Medical Center. We just started a reading program at St. Catherine's School through 15 Love.
It was just an amazing job that this liaison did with this family. I mean, working with them for 3 years, right through to little Sapphire just requesting Christmas cards, simple little request to Liz. And the world responded. And they trusted our liaison enough to ask her to be deeply involved in trying to coordinate such a massive effort
what I see as a family that came together and took care of each other. It was never a question for Liz who would take care of Sapphire. And when I see Sapphire and I talk to her, she not only survived, but she thrives. She's an incredible person, and Christmas demonstrated that. She simply wanted to fill a cheap little Christmas tree her aunt bought because didn't want to put holes in the wall anymore. And she ended up touching the world at a time when obviously it needed to be touched. And it's an incredible family. And I keep thinking of a quote that I got from a friend of mine who also runs a nonprofit, a different one. And what he said to me over the phone one day is, "It's not about me, I'm just the messenger."
John Myers is a father. John Myers is a husband. John Myers is a full-time employee in the private sector, but he embodies community service in many ways. Very large part of our town works in volunteerism and part-time work. John is a part-time police officer, but his mind is on the job constantly. As if that's not enough, he spends his other time working towards making the community better for the children. Whether it's the bicycle rodeo, the PAL bowling, the adopt a family. What else do we have? We have the Christmas. And of course, the pinnacle of all this comes in October with the Haunted Hayride.
I just want to say thank you to Chief P.J. McKenna. He's not only a boss, he's a friend. And he makes it very easy to do what we do. He makes it easy to want to go to work, he makes it easy to want to do a good job, and he makes it easy to want to go above. And it's not just me, it's the men and women of the police department and the union. I'm sorry, I got a little sore throat here, but everybody's involved. I'm just the guy who makes the phone calls. And I just appreciate it. Dan McCoy, thank you. Mary Rozak, thank you. And thank you all for coming.